The following video summarizes conflict of interest allegation number 16 associated with the Aquaculture Development Area program in Argyle. In regards to this conflict, the Warden for the Municipality of the District of Argyle, Nicole Albright, is alleged to have improperly managed a potential conflict of interest involving pecuniary interests. Residents of Argyle continue to express concern about what they perceive as ongoing bias in favor of the aquaculture industry, alongside a lack of consideration for residents who may be negatively affected by such development. In this situation, the Warden is making and influencing policy decisions affecting the aquaculture industry. The Warden's son is employed by an aquaculture company operating within her jurisdiction, Deon's Oyster Company. Her support for industry expansion and policy decisions directly benefits Deon's Oyster Company, including recent Aquaculture Development Area decisions that will allow the company to triple the size and scale of its operations. These benefits can financially advantage her son through salary, bonuses, job security, or promotion. Because the son may gain financially, the Warden has an indirect pecuniary interest. If the son is currently being incentivized to influence or support favorable policy decisions for Deon's Oyster Company, this could create additional conflicts of interest. Let's take a look at the evidence. Much evidence has been obtained showing the Warden prejudicially branded concerned constituents as opponents of ADA. However, constituents never opposed ADA. Instead, these constituents opposed locations within residential areas. Evidence shows the municipality never engaged the residents as a stakeholder. All efforts were made to defend industry interests in full bias at the expense of the residents. The Warden regularly broke requests for confidentiality and third-party rule on disclosure by referring all complaints to the province. Concerned Argyle constituents were regularly stonewalled by the Warden and CAO and prevented from presenting residential concerns to Council. Meetings were requested and regularly denied. At the same time, Deon could present or request a meeting whenever convenient to his agenda. What follows are examples of ongoing prejudice against constituents. When presented with evidence of malfeasance at the municipality in regards to ADA, the Warden regularly denied conflict allegations and sought online support. She regularly declared this evidence as disinformation. Many online posts attack her concerned constituents as adversaries versus constituents she represents. This is prompted by local industry. Strangely, she even declared some Argyle residents as driven by hate, greed, and privilege. This behavior is certainly questionable for an elected official. As the evidence continued to compound into 16 conflicts of interest, the Warden attempted to counter this evidence online by declaring it as lies, disinformation, or defamation. However, this is the municipality's own record and can be further explored in detail by reviewing conflict of interest number 12, which shows investment discussions were occurring between Deon and staff behind the scenes. The next email shows the Warden aggressively branding concerned constituents with prejudice at Council. It shows her bias for industry and prejudice for affected residents, even referring to them as bullies. She telegraphs her position to Council, with many taking on this posture to this day. This posture continues to suppress the voice of constituents. The conflict allegations presented to Council were never reviewed. Residents were denied meetings and opportunities to be heard. The Warden was at the center of this stonewalling activity and continued to seed a negative sentiment against constituents with both staff and Council, with the assistance of the CAO. This email shows her intentionally breaking the CAO's recusal by forwarding him a complainant's email and content. See conflict of interest number 14 briefing for more detail. The following is an internal email between the CAO and Warden during the March 20th, 2025 Council session. This email demonstrates additional prejudice and shows the Warden and staff represent only those that agree with them. Others are negated or prejudiced. It demonstrates a cultural inability to achieve balance between all stakeholders of an issue. Sadly, it results to slurs and insults. The next email shows the Warden prompting Council to deny a constituent's request to meet and present their concerns. Along with the other prejudicial evidence, this clearly shows a stonewalling activity was underway. It's further proof to show that public consultation on ADA was suppressed before, during, and after ADA award applications. In the end, the Warden and Council denied a meeting from 50 concerned constituents. Constituents appealed, yet were denied again. Remember, the municipality led all public consultation. They suppressed it. They refused or discouraged meetings with residents when requested. They denied meetings. They denied appeals. They took all ad hoc meetings from industry, including Deon's Oyster Company, upon their request. They then attempted to then refer all public concerns to the province, when all malfeasance took place locally within the municipality. This left the residents with no recourse but to refer the 16 conflict allegations to the Nova Scotia Attorney General. They have since fabricated a superfluous and unnecessary intermediary review called a merit-based investigation to avoid a referral to the Attorney General and influence control over the outcome. It's important to note that this is not independent, fair, or neutral. It does, however, offer the municipality an opportunity to catch and kill any referral of compromising evidence for investigation to the Attorney General's office. This unnecessary merit-based investigation is costing Argyle taxpayers considerable funds, as council and staff use it to shield themselves from possible culpability. Additional information is available in Part 2 of this video. Thank you.
Conflict of order, declaration of conflict. I realize that, and we all realize here, every councillor here realizes that if we have a conflict, it's our responsibility to declare that conflict of interest. If I felt I had a conflict of interest, I would have declared it. So those of you who know me well know that I do my due diligence, and I did. I have sought independent legal counsel to ensure that I do not have a conflict of interest, as well as I contacted our municipal advisor to ensure that I do not have a conflict of interest on this issue. So seeing such, both independently told me I do not have a conflict of interest on any issue on our agenda tonight, and having seen that, I did not declare it. Because had I had a conflict, I would have declared it. So I will say that.